drop their guard, assume everyone's in the bottom jungle, which is usually what the raiding teams do. They'll sit in their own jungle, hold hands, wait for the bounty together, get 2, walk away. So, you know, the Shadow Fiend might walk up alone. Very last second.
We will see. And heading down to the rune spot, they will show C Smile. Air throws out a raise. It's there onto 1, hits a second, in some trouble. The shards pushes him to the side. Everybody getting hit. A really good avalanche from C Smile, and he gets a little bit of separation. The clockwork, body blocking, finding the kill. First blood taken by Whisper.
Oh, C Smile's still running.
He's still getting chased and will go down. Yeah. Gardic also chased back behind the tower. 5 stacks, 6 stacks, and it will be enough. So
Smile's denied
for nothing. Oh, well, that was close.
Gojira also grabbing the bounty rune right there as well, and got that battery assault off too. So that looking great for Beast Coast.
Could be worse. Lumiere died at least, so we got the mana back from the raises. It's always rough when you fight the bounty runes. You lose a kill or 2. You don't have mana on the Shadow Fiend, but the lane's kind of reset. The bat is very high net worth though.
Yeah, if there's a way that you wanted to start off the game, it's, particularly with the Bat Rider, this hero that's been so up and down. Getting first blood helps a lot. As everybody heads off to their respective lanes, we'll also probably want to keep an eye on this bottom lane, how Vitaly deals with K1. They just get everything denied out from him or not.
So the scary thing right now is Beast Coast, in their minds, they counterpick 2 lanes. They got to pick the PL into the Enigma, they got to pick the Bat into the Shadow Fiend. So the side lane should be, draft-wise, Beast Coast favored, but again, HOKORI picks these heroes just because they're stable. You pick them, you always go even, you always have a good lane.
And then, like, on top of that as well, I feel like mirroring in terms of, like, the game plans, there's a lot of very similar things happening here. We have, like, Ember and Tiny. They have a similar idea and concept of how they want to play, but everything's just, like, a little bit faster on HOKORI's side. If all things go even.
I mean, I'm seeing Shadow Fiend right now with more last hits than the entire Beast Coast team for a second. That's a pretty good way to start the game for him.
Yeah, I actually think a lot of the, at least mid and top, are pretty good for HOKORI. The Ember versus Tiny matchup's pretty nice for the Ember. The Tiny doesn't have any armor. The Shadow Fiend is generally just a good hero right now. The slow on the raises, especially with this Ogre stun, just lets him kind of build up at least 2 raises, if not 3 every time.
Of course, does need to be careful, like you said, with that Bat Rider. If you can start stacking up that sticky napalm, that's when things can go south very quickly.
I'm also surprised to see what Whisper does with skill build. We've seen some Bats start experimenting with going for Flame Break early. I've seen some 4-2-0 skill builds on Bat where they don't even get Firefly.
Oh yeah.
I could see him doing it for Shadow Fiend because it makes it so he doesn't have to commit his hero. When you have to commit your hero on Shadow Fiend, that's when it gets a little sketchy or slow, and one of you is dying. So at least if you go Flame Break, you can be happy if neither of you die.
And then you have an Ogre just sitting there the entire time with a stick as well. So unless Gojira gets like the full lockdown, a very frustrating hero to try and deal with, going to cost you all your mana pool.
As you can see, at least at this early going, K1 getting a lot of his creeps denied out by the Enigma, as you would expect. While up here, they're able to do some pretty good zoning. Lumiere, the lane in a very nice spot, as they're just forced back and off the lane here. We'll see if they can maintain that equilibrium. As down bottom, Stinger caught in the shards and a couple quick punches. That's going to be the death of the CM.
That is the Crystal Maiden experience right there. Like, she throws out a Crystal Nova on the Eidolons, and they start whittling them down, and PL just sees that one moment where she's too close to the trees, you're just dead. Like, PL's, you know, PL can get out, you can't.
Yeah, I think this PL pick isn't so much of a we're going to crush the lane with the hero. It's more, it's good versus Enigma in the game because you don't have to commit, and it's also, he'll survive the lane. And sometimes just surviving is enough.
Ooh, they don't get the bottom.
He didn't get it, no. Stinger comes in, throws out a Crystal Nova, not able to get the pass back in time.
Second mouse.
Clearly the mouse, that was the issue apparently.
There you go.
Something happened.
Oh, that's a classic. Well, does not get the bottle refilled. Mid lane, how's this looking to you right here?
It's pretty even. It's only 3 CS. The CS doesn't matter too much in the mid lane. Being up 200 gold or 100 gold is...
This sounds like mid laner propaganda. I was like, the CS doesn't matter, guys.
It's all about the XP, guys. He has 2 more denies on the Ember.
Exactly.
I would be surprised. The only thing surprising actually is Analog is going for a 2-2-0 build right now. He has none in the Flame Guard, so he's already kind of gearing up to be this run-around hero.
Yeah, very mobile.
As Lumiere up top will get blocked in by Gojira. Battery Assault combo together with the now Flame Break onto Gardic. Can they bring him down? A couple more punches. They won't
He's
go all the way in. Yeah, he decides to die. So Whisper with the double kill.
That's really big. That's probably the first blood effect right there. It gives him mana, gives him boots. He has so much more stats that he just can man up.
And now he's going to have Tranquils and Raindrop. Finish on that Bat Rider.
That is a great start for him. And what they need, 15 and 4 right now on that Shadow Fiend. See if they can keep this type of pressure on here. Because each time they've walked up to that lane top, it's been looking kind of rough for them. Beast Coast already off to a hot start.
Yeah, there's so much pressure in this game too, right? Just on the players themselves. It's a best of one elimination. You don't want to go out and one at TI.
Yeah, that is actually something we haven't really talked too much in terms of like the pacing that a game often takes when it gets these best of ones. You know, it's kind of the same thing as a game 3, occasionally TI for elimination, where the game will often stall out. Like those riskier moves aren't necessarily made, but in a matchup like this, where they know each other so well, they've played together a lot, and they both have this sort of, slightly faster paced tempo, I would say. I don't know if we're going to get that. I feel like we might still be playing some pretty fast Dota.
You're saying the team with the black hole is going to win at some point.
That's usually what happens.
Let's see if it happens here again. And Arctic caught underneath those cogs, couple more punches, and he is dead. Whisper dominating. He saw what he liked early, called for the pick, and is running it.
I love the drums too right after, right? Keep that pressure up.
He can also go the bearing, which is really nice, but this is the scary part of Shadow Fiend. This hero, we see it a lot, is he sits in his lane for 12 minutes, but now it looks like he's going to get kicked out probably relatively soon, and he doesn't really want to jungle. He doesn't want to rotate to the enemy lane, so it's going to be a little scary to try to find a game for Lumiere.
That was something you were just talking about back when watching that EG game that happened. They were up there and staying for a very long time. And if they can sort of elongate this laning stage and the Bat Rider keeps this type of momentum, things could start looking very scary indeed.
Yeah, there were no stacks here for Lumiere. Thankfully, he's able to make his own just in time. Kills one camp, going to stack up as well, so will start getting back on the board.
And see Smile caught in no man's land, slowed down Avalanche to try and get a little bit of separation, but in the end, with everybody walking forward, see Smile, he's going to go down.
It's a pretty big kill. This starts the Ember, snowball right now. You always get started with one kill, and I think a lot of this pressure is going to be on Analog to kind of step up, just because of how his safe lane's going.
Yeah. But that Cogs pushback is really nice. That could have turned into something big with the haste and then also level 6 on Analog. And now, if he gets caught here, this could be really bad. Does not have a ton of mana. Gets pushed back, the flame break. They're bringing in people to try and help, but Stinger there as well. Gardic underneath the Cogs is dead again. But that does make sure that Ember can get out of there.
Beats his Ogre a little. He's in the situation where he wants to press Slight, but he has no mana. He doesn't want to stick because he's full health, but his stick is full. It just feels a little awkward. I think they might be feeling a little pressure right now. And they probably want to start playing to the Enigma bot and try to pressure this tower, because if they don't kick the PL out, he's going to be comfortably sitting in a safe lane where the Shadow Fiend's already kicked out, and you kind of want to break up these lanes as fast as possible for HOKORI.
Yeah, for now they're even, but if it stays this way, it's certainly going to be moving in towards Hector's favor in this situation. So likely getting Theolokor on the move as well, right? Like trying to get up to that level 6 perhaps. Obviously Tusk is one of the heroes that thankfully can get a lot done before level 6, but does have a big up on the damage there.
Now we see Hector already has all his items queued for the next 20 minutes. He's got his Diffusal Yasha Heart. He knows what he wants. He's going to buy what he wants. And it's kind of what he needs this game. He just needs to be able to tank up at some point. The Tiny will go in at least in the early game, but he needs to be a strong hero on his own.
Well, Theolokor really wanted that bounty rune. He's not able to get it.
Be denied out of there. Can't get it in time. And you can see these movements that keep on coming in. Clockwork being such a thorn in their side. Gardic just has to try and play bodyguard right now, but if they bring the Bat Rider in tow, both of those heroes will die. So props to HOKORI to be able to keep it this close with how well this Bat Rider lane is doing. And now Analog moving into position, finds him with the root, gets him inside. Spur making the move over, wants to try and play aggro here. The root, the lasso, they brought everybody. They take him down and now chase for more. That was not the thing that they were hoping to happen with that Invis rune. As the Ogre will burn, no neutral need deny, okay.
Theolokor too?
That's a little something, but they will catch the Theolokor on the backside of this. The chase down continues, and a Pyrrhic victory. Ooh, still trying to escape Theolokor, maybe? A possibility? Livid? Snowball? Staying alive a little bit longer. He's hoping, but eventually the bat burns all.
And all of this comes down to the Beast Coast offlane, I think. There's so much pressure right now. Lumiere can't go bot. He can't go mid. he's stuck in his jungle and the clock runs at him. So they keep constantly feeling pressured. We have to help our carry. We have to let him farm. They keep making these moves, and when you make moves to your losing lane, it puts a lot of pressure on your team because now everyone feels they have to go because you're not strong enough in a 3v3.
That all started with them moving up to try and do that, to get their Lumiere, and instead he just like TP's mid. He's like, oh, disaster. Yeah. I gotta go find something, and he's spending so much time just running around.
Thankfully, on the other side, the Wraithback's almost done on the Enigma. So they will have a timing to actually kind of stop the damage because Beast Coast doesn't have a Wraithback fire on their team. The Bat Rider is going for Drums BKB, it looks like.
Oh, Gojira getting a little crazy here.
Dude, they're feeling it.
It
They're
is
feeling
under
themselves.
10 minutes right now, Gojira. Relax.
He's ready to dive.
Slow down.
Doesn't notice me, please. That's the call. Man, and you just look at those farm levels, and Whisper has completely taken over this game. He has been the one that Beast Coast fans recognize as just one of the keys to the engine that is this team.
Now, why does Bat Rider keep dropping all these games?
I don't know.
Get a little
man.
ahead of yourself, perhaps. You're still
That's a fair point.
a little disruptor-esque. Feels really good when you're ahead, but the
Yes.
second things start going the wrong way,
The biggest thing is a lot of people are picking physical damage right now. And if Bat can die in a BKB,
Yeah.
he feels bad. Because he wants to be able to walk in with BKB, feel invulnerable, lasso you, and then you just watch as your carry gets taken away and killed. And in this game, if he takes the Shadow Fiend, I don't really see much. They have to black hole him, and you're black holing the offlane.
Right. If PL can get to the point where he's strong enough, then that might not be an option anymore. We'll have to see. Not quite level 6 yet on Gojira, but continuing to keep the farm going for K1.
We can see the confidence of Hector. He's just going for the Yasha first. I think he knows how well his team is doing, and he doesn't really feel the need to be involved. So he's just not rushing the defusal. He's playing more, I'm going to play my game, I'm going to get my timings, and when I hit them, we're going to win. And I'm not going to worry about too much. And again, you just see HOKORI. HOKORI just farming with his Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. It's, and all those timings that you're hoping for with the Shadow Fiend lineup, thinking about the initial tower pushes and then hanging towards that first Aegis, with everything being so far set back because of the deficit that they're at right now. It feels very, very good for Beast Coast.
He does have the Midas ready, so
There it is.
Okay,
gearing up
all
for
right.
the late game.
Yep.
Midas into more attack speed afterwards. Fine. He's just trying to be big.
Blink Dagger's now finished for the Tiny. So this is kind of when the Beast Coast starts ramping up. The Bat has drums, the Tiny has Blink, the supports are hitting their level 6 timings, and I think this is going to be when they're looking to kind of close the map in on HOKORI. And now, once the map closes in, only about one hero on their team can farm. And who do you pick? Do you want your Enigma to not be farmed? Do you want your Shadow Fiend to not be farmed? Your Ember always has to fight at this point.
Yeah, you're passing out items one by one. It's just whoever really needs it next.
I think the other thing to consider here is if you're HOKORI, you know that this timing is coming, but also, are you going to be able to deal with it? Analog gets pushed back. They're keeping a little bit of separation here as he stole that DD away from the Ember. Slowed down, still chasing. They're throwing out the Avalanche, trying to elongate this fight a little bit longer. Stinger up on the high ground, throwing out the CM ulti, not doing that much damage. And Gojira is just going to be the one that ends up going down. If this fight keeps going, they still have a lot left in the tank on HOKORI. But Whisper moves in, and that stops the aggression.
Wraithback putting in work, helping out there, making sure nothing got turned around on them. Slowly advancing to the tower.
And he probably can't go to the tower. Even Hector's going to show up. Oh, he finished the defusal, actually.
Okay.
There's a casual Band of the Elven skin.
Okay.
Interesting.
Someone made the call. Someone saw the inventory. Just slow down. We kind of need you.
I actually think Hector is kind of, I think when he plays Wraith King, he goes a casual Belt of Strength.
Yeah.
So, something about these items, the 6 agility, 6 strength.
Well, and what I was going to say is that in this type of a game, too, Beast Coast has been here before many times in elimination matches on the international stage in front of a crowd. For HOKORI, a lot of players that haven't had that type of experience, and I want to see how they react to that pressure. Can they deal with this sort of strong timing that's going to come out with Beast Coast?
You can see the Beast Coast doing another back-to-back smoke, so they're going to look for maybe this Tusk. They're trying to find the Shadow Fiend, that's the big goal, but...
Yeah, and this is all while showing Bat up top, right?
Toss. See Smile controlling, still has Snowball. Gets it out there. Vitali moves into position. See Smile, he's in pretty far. Still holding on to that black hole, but with Analog in the air, they don't even need it.
That was a really nice tumbler toy. Gets up the hill right before the Tiny catches him. I think it's a little forcing of the play. He feels a little bad that the Tusk survives, so he blinks on the high ground. And anytime you commit a little too far, especially versus the Ember and the Enigma, it's just so much damage when you you know, provide them a body.
And I mean, Analog now sitting still with 2 more remnants as well as they pressure this tower, so very hard to grab. They only have to really watch for the Gojira angles, but he gets right in there instead.
Interrupts, nicely played. Connection for the kill, and HOKORI, all of a sudden, they are looking at like a crisp team.
You know what those Clockworks want to do, right? If like you're approaching a tower, they want to find this like little angle in behind or from the side. Start off
That
a
one
nice fight.
support.
Yeah.
It's probably the Enigma that he's looking for.
Yep.
At this point, taking that mid tower, could this be the turn that we're waiting for from HOKORI?
The Midas is working.
It's happening. We'll see if they can deal with it. You still have an incredibly farmed Batrider and PL, though.
Yeah, but where is he?
He's in the jungle, man.
7 kills were a long time ago.
They're playing for their timing, so it looks like on Beast Coast, at least on the Whisper and Hector. He's going for the Diffusal Heart. It looks like that's probably his big timing. That's his GG timing.
Yeah.
Whisper, I think he just wants his BKB. He's probably just saying, let me get BKB. I can. They don't have much. It forces a black hole pretty much every time he presses BKB.
Yeah, he's trying not to be like the other Batriders, right? He does not want to
He's trying
start
to
beating
win.
away his lead.
I
Yeah,
believe
exactly.
so,
You know,
so.
doesn't want to be that big old pinata that you pop and just start beating out of the sky.
That's fair. They're bringing over the Maelstrom right now for Analog, so they have more avenues to sort of spam out against the push that will be coming their direction, or just the team fight that might happen. And the thing to watch for here is still that gold lead, less than 1,000 separating these two teams at 15 minutes in, but a very farmed dual core here.
Yeah, I think as Trent was saying, since these drafts are kind of similar in what they want to do, it's not too much about, you know, oh, we're up 1,000 gold, up 2,000 gold. It's who's hitting the timings, because they both want the same timings. Both these offlaners want their BKBs or blinks. Both the mids kind of want these items that let you fight the Maelstrom, the blink on the Tiny. So right now, I think this bad BKB, they're going to instantly smoke on the side of Beast Coast. They're going to look for these kills, and this is the Beast Coast timing. So now we're going to look for a big fight.
And you can tell like how passive it is for HOKORI because he's also just running around with his haste rune. You know what I mean? Like they had haste rune, fresh Maelstrom, and he's just like, yeah, we got to farm. Like everyone else isn't ready, and they do get the 60-minute rune though, which is really nice.
They found him right away. Catch, Abba, toss, dead, Gardic. Trying to salvage something here, running in brazenly.
That's juicy shards though.
Can they do this? Shards, block, Stinger there, control, a lot of damage. They do manage to take off that freezing field. Analog hoping to get something done. A double kill from Whisper with that BKB. But can they get out after? Will Analog keep chasing this DD going? Connection onto C-Smile. Whisper still in the area. Vitaly has that black hole ready to go. Push back onto 2 and C-Smile in some trouble. Gojira's off to the side. They don't even need it still. Wait, maybe a turn? Okay, K1, he's decided to show up. A couple quick punches. Can they clean him up? It looks like they will. So another trade, 2 apiece.
They feel so strong. They're like, oh, we can't die. We can kill them. And it's not wrong, but sometimes when you chase a little too far, that's when the other team turns it around again. Hector even shows up. So Beast Coast 5 heroes together in one lane.
Yeah.
HOKORI loses 1. They can't be 5. Their Shadow Fiend died instantly.
And it wasn't too bad for Vitaly too, because he still gained like a decent amount of gold there at the end. So
Take a look at the replay here. Just immediate jump, and they were ready.
just straight up gone at that point too. And I mean, I like the TPs though, because they know that they can fight in these situations, right? Like that's a great situation for Analog from the high ground as an Ember with the DD rune. You can see he starts cutting through them like that, but they couldn't get Vitaly in quite at the start, and then he just ends up like walking after them because he was so close to his blink.
Yeah, you can see HOKORI. They literally just want to hit their timing. That's all they need.
Yeah.
They need the BKB on the Shadow Fiend, I think, is their next big one. He's about 2,000 gold away, a little more. The Ember is also going for a BKB, but I don't know if they can wait for his. His is about 3,000. And Beast Coast that was their timings.
Right.
That was their BKB on bat. So you see how strong they are. They just walk up into the tri-count, or the duo count, rather.
And in a way, it feels like, you know, you're building up this armor on HOKORI, and before it's fully finished, they're just trying to kind of poke them in the eye a little bit and start slowing them down as much as possible. And they're kind of making it happen right now, you can see. But still, incredibly close game. We're going to have to watch if Beast Coast can keep hitting these timings, find a couple more pickoffs, and slow down HOKORI a bit more.
And one of the cool things about Bat versus Tusk is actually if you're lassoed, you can't get snowballed by the Tusk. True. So if Theo, he's rushing a blink, he has it already. So if he tries to save on these lasso initiations, it'll do nothing.
Yeah,
this hero's guaranteed stun.
We got Lasso, we got Black Hole, the 2 things, and Chrono, the 3 things he can't pull you out of. So there you go.
Marcy can't either now. Her hands.
That's right.
Her hands are not strong enough to get through.
To go through
They were pretty magical before, apparently.
No longer. Smoke up. HOKORI, they feel like they want to get going right now. Who are they going to run into? Illusions out first. Smoke does not break. HOKORI gonna run past it. It looks like Beast Coast are in position.
Blink
Smoke
punch.
breaks now. They find him. Snowball follow-up, chase down, but the cogs, the pushback, interrupting Vitali before the black hole comes down. Wraith Pack is there, but are they in too far now? Avatos, Rumsey Smile, can't get it off that black hole. It was not what they needed. Analog will manage to disengage, but they lose their Enigma and Gardic. He is likely to fall yet again. Chase down, yeah, they got him. Beast Coast, they just read it perfectly.
That was really nice positioning from Hector. He kind of stopped believing in himself for half a second, but he was perfectly in the trees trying to break the smoke with this ward. And HOKORI was really fast. They catch him before his doppel or anything, but it's not enough.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel like it's worth it. And plus you have the force staff backing up there from Gojira as well too. So he just, you know, he feels very confident being up in a forward position like that. Just needs that one little break in the action to survive here.
Unreal. And you can see, think about how different that would be if you just find that black hole on Hector. To be honest, they still might have been able to interrupt it pretty quickly afterwards. Tali's going to need to get that BKB.
Really nice cogs. Just stops pushes the Ember, pushes the Enigma, kind of breaks up the fight. Anytime the Clockwork gets like very directly in the middle and pushes heroes out, the fights kind of get scary.
Well, HOKORI had started to battle back and sort of take a little bit of control here. A slight lead, but now that has gone over the way of Beast Coast. And we're hitting 20 minutes now. Everyone's starting to think about that. Roche can do it pretty fast on the side of HOKORI. No?
Now here's the HOKORI timing, the BKB and shut off beam. It's all about the timings in this game. But smoke up. They're going to look to Roche as well. They're going to move to top, try to get a kill into Roche. Hector, the exact same position now.
Moving in, Invis, but they see him. Stinger, lots of TPs coming in. Whisper, he tried to get something onto the Tusk, but Stinger is already gone. Helio Core, they throw out the Requiem, trying to disengage with that Tusk. So support for support, getting
Blink
dead.
Tiny, he's thinking about it.
See Smile, won't jump for that one.
Bit too dangerous.
It's kind of where it hurts you black hole in the last play.
Yeah.
The black hole maybe catches Hector, maybe catches the bat. But it's not the worst. They get a Crystal Maiden, they trade 1 for 1. Anytime you trade kills and you're behind, you're always going to be happy. You're going to get more from them.
This is some best of one Dota.
It really is.
It's just like a little bit scrappy. Everything's a little bit off, you know. There's like that one bad black hole, and so it throws off that timing. Everyone's a little bit full of the nerves here. They know this is your one chance, but also it just means that you only need that one single game.
And I think you can also see everyone's kind of just gearing up for the late game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone's ready for some 40, 50-minute game where you just, at some point, you either win or lose.
Lumiere knew. That's why he bought the Midas.
Yeah.
It was the time.
Meanwhile, Whisper's looking at his Tranquils just like, ugh. You know?
It's a travel.
Yeah, I could have been a bat.
We'll see. As the game goes later, it can be very dangerous giving up the, obviously, Shadow Fiend and Enigma against that. So Beast Coast likely to try and make some action happen.
That flare just hit all of them. It's like full vision of what they're up to.
Helio Court comes in, steals away that DD, but then loses his life for it. Guarding, chase, hook shot onto Analog, push back into the lasso, catches him. K1 trying to bring him down. Sleight of fist, can he escape? No. Analog goes down. A perfect fight, and K1 just running in brazenly. Won't have to face any other retribution. Black Hole again, just coming back off cooldown now.
This is the timing we talked about. It's the heart on the PL.
Yep.
They're just going to kind of walk down lanes, walk at towers. They don't have the damage. This Ember, you pick him to deal with the PL, and then he has a bad game. You pick him to deal with the PL, he has a BKB. He doesn't really have the tools right now to deal with him, and there's too much HP.
Oh, God. All right. I can't even handle that. 4K gold lead right now for Beast Coast. And with Gojira queuing up that shard here very soon. And as you guys said, the part done. It's going to be time pretty soon for another salvo of aggression from Beast Coast with the top tier 1 tower taken and mid out of play. We'll either see if they want to go in towards Roche or just take a fight and take another tier 2.
Gojira plays a lot of Clockwork. I think this is one of his favorite heroes, and the way he uses the shard is really nice. It gives you so much vision. And I think for HOKORI, all you need is vision. You need to know where the Enigma is for Black Hole. All you need to do is catch the Shadow Fiend once at the start of a fight. Even the Ember will just die to a lasso.
That's what we just saw, right? Like that one flare, just saw everything. They move in, they get the ward up on the high ground after that. It doesn't afterwards get dewarded by HOKORI, but it doesn't matter because you want to fight with it, right?
Well, heading up to the top side of the map now is Beast Coast. They don't have their Tiny with them, but they can still make some plays. And Dire anticipating that this might be the move that they're making. Scanning that little Death Valley area over there. Who are they going to find? Analog can Remnant in onto Gojira if they want. Spot him at the beginning.
They have so many 4-steps though.
Alephus, see Smile, big avalanche. Where are they looking next? They're doing a disengage. Little poke, little prod, little runaway. It's the classic.
Same time, Hector is not going to show up to these. He's farming. He has Manta finish now. He's just going to keep hitting the timing after timing. And if you're inside of Beast Coast, you pick this hero on, I think, 23, and you're just feeling good.
That was a nice little illusion rune spawn for C Smile. Could have taken a little bit more damage. Was likely going to be fine no matter what, but gets him out of trouble. And Beast Coast still feeling incredibly confident in this game. 4 staff done.
They pushed them all downward. They watched them all run to that part of the map. They're all sitting around the Roche pit right now, but not exactly the easiest thing for Beast Coast to take.
Yeah, thankfully for HOKORI, PL's not the best Roche killer. Tiny and Bat also don't really do it, so the objectives they're more going to force are either going to be taking jungles away from HOKORI or just hitting the towers. And you don't even feel bad if you're not doing that because you're able to play your own game. It only feels bad if HOKORI is actually able to make moves and catch heroes and be the aggressive ones, but every time they do something aggressive, it kind of gets countered by Beast Coast.
That ward there placed in a really sneaky spot by Beast Coast, scouting all these movements right below this one. And so both teams with a lot of vision.
With another flare too.
Yeah.
And just kind of harassing them.
Yeah, this is seeing everything though. All these moves, and yeah, they realize, okay, there's something going on. They'll get the D ward. So a little bit better vision in the area now for HOKORI as they continue to posture around this area. But as you said, every minute that this continues without an objective being taken, we're seeing this lead grow by Beast Coast. You've got the Tiny on the bottom side of the map farming, and they are continuing to just outmaneuver them a little bit.
They need that fight where Analog just goes off. You know, he gets to play Ember. Feels like he can't be caught, but like that's gonna be hard, even with the BKB now. Just because he still has to contend with his hook shot into bat potential play here. And you know, if he gets lassoed, the big save is pretty much Vitali, but he's still not into that BKB. You know, you're not going to be getting a snowball saved, obviously, as we mentioned before. So you got to watch for some like great counter initiation play.
Gardic, right up close, has that invis rune, but there is a sentry in the area which is going to now get taken out by the Eidolons. Dude, everything is so tense right now. You could tell these teams on a knife's edge.
We have seen a lot of Enigma right now. And this hero has won a lot of games by himself.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes he's just the carry. You pick Enigma, he's the carry of your team, and this game, he might have to be that player. He might have to carry his team just because I don't know if the Shadow Fiend is going to be able to mana first the PL.
I just see him jumping for a black hole, missing from the double 4 staffs.
It could be scary.
I'm watching the future.
All right. Analog trying to burn through some of these illusions. Roche at about 2/3 health now. As Whisper still playing around with it. They have great vision from this clockwork.
The Roche dance now begins. They're going to try to Roche, but it's always scary. You get it to low health. Now HOKORI is going to counter fight you. It looks like Beast Coast is just going to try to force this fight here. And it's up to HOKORI whether they want to go or not.
Since the illusion in first, we're still a little ways away from BKB Black Hole. But they're scouting. They have the shards down. Got to be careful. 4 staff number 1, keeping him alive. Lumiere thinking about walking in. Good flame break, pushback control. SF going to pop that BKB. They got to get something out of this. And it's over on the other side. HelioCore controlling and trying to take down Whisper. He's fine. He's out of there. But now no BKB SF.
Really nice. Whisper got gone on. He didn't press his BKB. He just held it. And he gets out. I think that kind of secures the Roche for Beast Coast now. HOKORI, they can't fight without Shadow Fiend BKB.
No. Vitali got forced back as well. Had to like blink out of there, so unable to find a counter initiation play and just needs to farm up his own BKB so he can try and get involved here. But Aegis now coming down, and man, Hector is a problem. This guy, after that heart, has been just buying some ultimate orbs, juicing up his hero a little bit, adding some stats, some steroids, and now gets an Aegis to boot.
I want to see how much damage he's taken later on, because I feel like he has not been touched this game at all. Just left completely alone.
300 damage
at
the laning stage.
Yeah.
Honestly. You give a game like that to a player like that, it's a problem. Whisper, they find him. Do they have enough to bring him down, though? Cogs, no. BKB is out, and instead, he might just turn and kill off Gojira. We'll see. Remnanting around, a little bit awkward there. Is he going to die? No. Gets away. Analog just barely able to escape from that one.
Oh, the instant smoke up as well. They just want to run in and take this territory now, saying they can't fight us. Let's go get some wards down.
It was intentional. It was confidence.
That's right.
That's right.
Going in to show him.
Waste a little time.
No BKB now for the Ember too, which is another thing to give Beast Coast that little bit of flavor at this point. As 4 minutes left on the Aegis, they're doing the cross map rotation. Won't go for that courier snipe and instead wanting to follow it.
Just gonna dodge, right? Try and lose as little as possible to this Aegis and get the BKB on Enigma.
They're literally following the courier. It brings them right to Theliocor. And we'll see if they can bring him down here. The chase is out, but actually they find Vitali. The Enigma goes down to Whisper as the Tusk will get the blink out.
Oh, Gojira. Oh, he's so good. He's actually so good on the clock. Okay, so here's what happened. So they run into Theliocor, and they're just like, okay, well, we might want Tusk, but I'm going to go make sure that we get the Enigma kill, right?
Yeah.
So he runs over, make sure Vitali dies, and then he's in between the two.
K1 turns, Lumiere down low, still trying to pay him. He gets the punches off the BKB, out and away. Can he dodge through the trees? Might be able to. No! Hector chases him down, and now Gardic on top gives him the tip. Just like that, HOKORI lose everybody across the map in the space of 2 minutes.
That's the PL special right there, you know?
It's not even. He's Aegis. Even
Yeah.
if you win that match fight,
Yeah.
there's not much.
Well, HOKORI maybe feeling the nerves here in this best of one. 9K up, and Beast Coast still with Aegis in hands for the PL. They're going to pressure for this tier 2 tower. What is the response? I mean, it still feels like it has to be that BKB black hole once Aegis is down.
It's been waiting for so long as well. Just like trying to get this recipe done.
It's all on the Enigma at this point.
See Smile, they find another. Theliocor, body dropping. And everybody else needs to just run away because this is a heck of a gang squad he got with this Batrider.
And you can see Gojira, he knows black hole is the way for them to win the game. So he's buying a blink dagger next. So he can always blink, always hook drop the black hole. So your kind of situations to win the game are kind of getting limited with every single item that Beast Coast gets.
Whoa, and look at this. Tier 3 tower. Hector, he's saying, I was ready to go. K1 takes down that tier 3 tower, and oh, look at it. Chase jumps in, doppelgangers forward onto this ogre. They do find the real one, but I don't know if they have enough to deal with them at all. He's still got the Aegis afterwards. The rest of his team is off on the other side, and just keeps this chase going, taking down building after building, and Beast Coast wanting to remain the dominant team here. They have faced him so many spots and been able to take down the HOKORI lineup. Wanting to make it happen just one more time again.
This is actually absurd. Like how far all his allies are, but it's just, there's nothing they can do, right?
Yeah.
Look at that HP pool.
Scotty's finished. Bachelor's going to come out soon.
Keep chasing. Building after building falling. They have to deal with this guy.
All right, it's there. The smoke is ready.
KB.
Oh, the illusion's on him.
But it's difficult.
He's got no blink for 12 seconds.
You don't have black hole this. There's an Aegis.
Yeah.
They need to wait another minute.
We got a minute, you know? He needs a lot of prep time, okay?
Yeah,
He's got to get all the way around.
They have 3 sets of racks.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a minute of time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just not stopping. There's no reason to stop. Hector will not be denied another set of racks going down, and they still have 45 seconds left. I mean, they have to get something out of this. HOKORI looking for an answer. Vitali in the back. He's smoked. They need to kill him before they drop that black hole. Hector, defusal onto Analog. They just can't touch him. No damage on this PL at all. See Smile spamming the notice me. We'll see if they stick around for the third set, but if they want, they can just back here. Brilliant play from Beast Coast as they are closing this one out in style.
The spacing, the angles they have covered as well between their backline heroes.
This is the PL, I think. Just the PL pick by itself is good for Shadowfiend, good versus Enigma. It feels so hard to find the real one, and when you only have limited amount of spells.
Yeah, and so much of what they did in the laning stage too, just like bringing this all together for them as well, making sure that they ruined Lumiere's game, forcing him into this Midas, forcing him to the jungle, and slowing down the initial timing of that Roche. Because I mean, we saw when even they were like well ahead, Beast Coast still couldn't Roche, right? And that could have been such a great path for HOKORI in this match.
Well, they do know that Aegis is down now, so HOKORI ready to smoke out and move across the map. But there is another creep wave that's going to be coming in bottom, and it just looks like Beast Coast are ready. They know this is the only path that they can take. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for them. Drop down the ward, CM in place.
Sees that
spots
fresh
the
ward
ward
just
in
runs.
place.
Yeah, you see that little timer
man.
and it's like full. You're just like, oh, I'm out of here.
Everyone both teams know right now that Beast Coast wins with next Aegis. You can't black hole him 2 times. You don't have a refresher. So both sides are going to only care about Roshan right now. And for Beast Coast, they can even sit in their fountain and chill 3 minutes, wait for Roche. Once it's up, take it, win the game. But HOKORI's always stressed. They're like, are they roshing? Are they holding our jungle? Where are they doing? Are they jumping us in our base? And
where are these clockwork flares coming from?
Right.
Calculating the angle where they flew from.
A little bit of trigonometry happening there, trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on.
Does have the blink with the 4-step, so even Gojira's ready.
You see him smiling and laughing.
Yeah, they're feeling good. And why not? East Coast, they do not like these best of ones, I don't believe. None of the players do, but it's one of those moments where it's so much tension on the line and feeling like they've got this one potentially in the bag. We'll see if that's true or not, though, because this next Roche fight is going to be where so much of this is decided, if HOKORI can make any type of a comeback happen.
I think C-Smile's choice. He was originally going to go Ags after his Blink Echo, but he goes back for BKB and AC, it looks like. So I think he kind of realized that Hector is going to just 1v5. All he has to do is be a body, buff up his boy.
Yeah, if you miss the tree volley, it feels pretty bad.
Yeah, so he's just buying items for his team.
Make it safe.
Well, K1 going in without the Aegis, a little bit of a bold choice here. Again, the danger. Oh my god, Gojira's way back there, though. He's ready for the backline jump. Analog, not there. And the lasso, they find and kill Theocore.
He has buyback.
Lumiere, they need it. They have it to have everybody. I mean, even without the Aegis, they're right on top of him. Kox pushback on Vitaly. They're like, wait, there's a clockwork over here. And in the meantime, he jetpacks away from him. Hector keeps sending these illusions in one by one. HOKORI.
The smoke is there again.
They gotta find an answer. Theocore again scouted. The smoke breaks. Abba toss. Connection. Gardic throws out a stun. Good punches from Lumiere. Can they bring down the Tiny? They will. C-Smile dies. Analog jumps in. Tries to find a couple more. Lumiere looking, hunting. They want to find that PL, but it's not an easy ask to get it. Oh, no. My God. Homie, that was an illusion. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. That's not how it's supposed to go. Hector, he's shown up now. They have everything on top of him. K1 chase down Abyssal Blade there, and Beast Coast, they're just too strong. So they run on through, 19k gold lead, one last Rax, and GG is called. Beast Coast take the best of one and are going to eliminate HOKORI.
Sending home their friends from the same region, but also their rivals, of course. HOKORI team has been doing it so well lately, really impressing everyone. But Beast Coast say, you know, we were known as the gatekeepers once for region. You want to come and challenge us in Singapore? We'll do it again. Thunder, we're coming for you too.
They're doing it, man. Impressive showing from Beast Coast. HOKORI in the group stage, they made such a huge name